Top sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Swore to bringing fire, cowboy tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's High Top Sports, baby. Let's get it.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports. It is the Monday morning mashup. Good to see you. Welcome back. I love the morning shows. It's a little rough, kind of getting up and getting rocking and rolling. But once we're up here, it's exciting to start the day off. Thank you, baby. Got the little Snoopy Doopy cup here, the little Charlie Brown Christmas cup. We watched Charlie Brown last night with the kiddo. Phenomenal weekend here, boys and girls. I was able to hang on to my my playoff hopes in fantasy football. I have both my leagues where I was in sixth place and in a must-win situation. And with a Mr. Jaden Wiggins catch last night, I was able to squeak it out by 2 points. So I'll take it. I will take it. And I'm excited in the playoffs. You know how fantasy works. You just got to be lucky sometimes. And I was extremely lucky this weekend, and I will take it. We've got Cody the Prof joining us here on this beautiful morning. Cody, how you doing, big guy?
Pretty good. Set a record in my fantasy league. 175 points.
Oh, wow. So you had to go fantasy football weekend, too.
Oh, yeah. Jameer Gibbs.
Oh, dude. Absolute cheat code right now, bro. I got to play him this weekend. So,
yeah, good luck.
Hopefully he has a bad week. Hopefully. I think he's due for a slow one,
Yep. So
really?
it was a good week for fantasy football.
Good stuff. So great weekend of college football as well. I know you streamed the SEC game. Personally, I think the Big Ten game was my favorite. The Big 12 did not live up to my expectations like I thought it would. The ACC was a good one. Instant classic, to say the least. I turned it on after the Big Ten game and was able to see Virginia just score at the end, and then Duke win in overtime, which was fun to watch. But the Big Ten game was just really good football to watch if you had a chance to see it. Just well coached, well executed. Great defense. Just seeing, maybe I'm just so used to watching atrocious football that you literally just breathe the right way. I'm like, woo, you know what I mean? But it was fun. I will say that we talked about it. Was the lust there for a championship weekend? It's definitely not as what it used to be, because again, none of them really had any true impact on the playoffs. It was just simply to claim a particular trophy. Now I will say. And I do believe that they're still important. Let's not get it twisted. Like if we were in the SC championship, I would have been, going nuts. So I just don't know if it carries the same weight across the league. But I think for the individuals and the teams and the fans, it's still a big deal for sure.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm feeling really under the weather. Stomach's
you're that toked, huh?
Yeah, dude, I've been fighting not puking all day. I don't know what is going on with me.
Are we going to get a live stream puke from the coachers?
Probably, maybe.
Oh, that would be great TV.
If I run off, it's because I'm hurling.
Oh, they're going to love it.
So
we're going to love it. What, should we make weird sounds or something to provoke it?
No.
It'd be good for the ratings,
No, it wouldn't. Nobody wants to see anybody throw up. Beer reviews are fine. Not throwing up first thing in the morning.
No beer review, then I would assume.
It's probably one of these kids, dude. They're like little petri dishes. They're just sick all the time.
Yeah, they just carry stuff around. All right, let's get into it, boys. So we had Allie on yesterday. We talked a little bit about this, but I wanted to dive into it some more. So Coach Johnny will be headed back to Gainesville this week, probably to settle a few things, whether it be coaching hires. I'd assume this would be a big week for him to try to retain some of his players. Jaden Ball being one of those major priorities. Dallas Wilson, VB3. I think a lot of people were wondering, hey, does Florida go into the portal for a quarterback? And it's a very interesting question. I don't know. Even though I knew DJ had his struggles last year, he still was once a 5-star quarterback / Gatorade Player of the Year. Do you really throw that away after one season? I think you have a lot of talent in that quarterback room with Tramel Jones and Will Griffin, but I believe you still have to go. Harrison Bailey is going to be gone. I don't think Aiden Warner stays, and so now you're down to 3 quarterbacks. One that they're all unknown, if you ask me. I think that there's expectation from all of them. They all have ceilings of some sort. But if we've learned anything over the last 2 to 3 years, is that go get yourself a quarterback in the portal if you don't know what you've got coming in. And there's plenty to go around. Sam Levitt is more than gone. He wasn't even at the banquet for ASU. a very talented quarterback. Very interesting situation there. It seems like it was an ugly breakup. I don't know. That's they're kind of like the fact that he just was like they asked him and he didn't even go to the banquet. They just didn't show up. So they assume he's gone, but never said bye. Very weird. Um, Again, if I'm Coach John, right, Sumrall, what do I do? Do I take the chance? And this is what I was talking about the other night, and people were like, Sheldon, he put the whole team in the portal. I was referring to quarterback. What he's done in the quarterback, the only quarterback he's had from the portal was the guy he's got this year. Everyone else was already there when he got there. So there's not much data showing him going and getting a quarterback out of the portal is what I was referring to. Buster is the same way. He's quarterbacks that he's coached in his last 2 schools. They were already there. They were recruited. So I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to do in that regards. And again, I imagine the conversation is going to play a big factor. We all know it's no secret that his NIL deal was worth a ton too. So would that play a factor on whether or not he chooses to stay for less money? I mean, he would have to. I don't think he's going to get what he was getting last year. But even if he's able to renegotiate, I don't know. These are all things that I don't have answers to. I think him being at the presser says a lot. To be honest with you, I think the kid wants to be a Gator. I mean, I believe it when he says that he's a Florida Gator. I don't think he ever has any intentions. If this is a hot take, I'm not saying that I know this by any stretch. If he were to leave, I think it's because Coach John comes in and he goes, "Hey, we're bringing somebody in, and you're going to be competing for this job."
Yeah, I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to go in the portal. I'm kind of a little bit different on this aspect. I think you have Griffin coming in that is a worldly talent. We have seen what freshmen can do with if he gets a chance. You have Tramel Jones that looked very, very good in the limited snaps that we saw him. You can tailor an offense towards him. I don't think the project of DJ Lagway is over.
Yeah.
Kid still has intangibles. He just has to be coached the right way. Number one, as soon as Buster gets in the door there, I don't know if he's there yet or not. I'm cutting off all extra quarterback training. You're not going. You're not going to 6 points. You're not going to anybody. You are going to do it my way, or you can leave. The extra quarterback training is not working. He's regressed. So, I there is a problem with there's an epidemic going on in the quarterback position. Everybody wants to be Patty Mahomes. Well, newsflash, not everybody is Patty Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. Like the off-platform stuff is supposed to be supplement. It's not supposed to be your go-to. And the problem is these kids, that's the only way they know how to throw now. They're doing it so much off-platform stuff that they're missing the little stuff. And when you miss the little stuff, you have a 65, 66, 67% completion rating. And
Yeah, look, I think
if me and you can see the egregious footwork that is going on with DJ Lagway.
Yeah, and that's what I wonder. Like again, that's what Coach John's got to go in and do. He's got to ask a lot of questions. He's got to ask the hard questions of like, hey, dude, I watched you for the entire year, not have any true progression. Why was that? Does he point the finger? Does he take accountability? Does he point to, hey, I had this injury? Well, we need to get that figured out. The other thing is, look, Tramel's going to be having, another full season under his belt, a full off season. DJ Lagway will be as well too. It's just, look, this is Coach John's career, right? He's not personally tied to anybody. So I honestly think it'll tell us a lot on what him and Buster go in and do when they evaluate the film and they have conversations with these guys of like, hey, like, these guys are good. They're going to have a ceiling. But if we want to win right now, if we want to go out there and win 9+ games next season with the schedule that we have, with the talent we have everywhere else across this football field, we have to bring somebody else in. I think they have to anyways. Just for the room alone, they have to. The quality of name they bring in is going to be the question mark, because I think Will Griffin will ride through with whatever. Will Tramel ride through? Will DJ ride through? Will that guy that comes in, will he put up with it?
This is my thing. You got a Georgia Tech quarterback that's pretty good that can transfer in I think he's a sophomore. I don't really necessarily think you need that, though. I think you put DJ Lagway as number 2. I think you give all early reps to Tramel Jones and you make DJ Lagway work for it. If you want to be QB number 1, I don't care about NIL money. I don't care about what the last regime promised you. You want to be QB number 1, you're going to do the little stuff right. And it starts with footwork. And that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's it.
Yeah, look, some people were asking, I don't know if you guys saw that, like that, the No 3, there, it's a parody account, talking about him leaving. I haven't heard any noise or sounds of DJ leaving. Again, I think this week, those.
I don't think he can leave. He's not getting a better deal anywhere else.
I don't think he leaves. I think if we see him leave, it's because, again, either maybe somebody else comes in and he's like, yeah, I'm done. Or Coach John's like, hey, like there's a pretty hard conversation of like, we're doing this and you're more than welcome to ride through this, but we'll see. DB Will, who actually works for Will, says, love the kid to death, but I'm not sure that Will is ready to be a starter in the SEC off rip. And that's something you and I, Cody, we talk about all the time. I mean, and I think Will is extremely talented as well, too. But that transition, man, is just astronomically huge to come in and be really. I mean, look at Arch Manning and DJ. I mean, those guys were the number 1 in their class. I can't think of too many guys that have rolled into, or were top rated out of high school and rolled into the SEC and had success off rip. Julian Sand has been phenomenal in his sophomore year at Ohio State.
Jones. Hey, you know what? Like, there needs to come a point where you guys should get off the pot. You're either going to be a good quarterback in the SEC or not. We're here to win freaking games. If Tramel can't do it in year 2, if he can't take the reins over DJ Lagway with just accuracy and doing footwork and doing the right things and understanding the playbook, then he needs to go too.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tramel should have
playing big boy SEC ball.
I mean, but look, even still, I think I'm trying to think. I guess Lenore Sellers had an okay sophomore year. Junior year, he had a slump, but I mean, even Arch didn't really get in until junior year.
Gunnar Stockton's fine.
Gunnar is a junior.
He's but with limited playing time, he didn't play his entire freshman year.
I think he's a redshirt junior. Actually, I think he's a redshirt junior. Actually,
I don't think he's that old.
He
was young. He was right in that class.
Gunnar Stockton is 21 years old.
What's his
class?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sat behind Stetson and Carson. Yeah, 2022, Cat.
2022, class 2022. So he came in 2023.
No, he came in 2022. Years.
He's a redshirt junior.
He committed in 2021.
Okay, he's a redshirt junior.
So 2022,
was he a junior?
Yeah, redshirt junior. Yeah, it's a long time.
Okay,
it's not the same.
Hey, we got games to win. Listen, we're paying you all this money in NIL. You got to produce. This is a production.
No, I agree. I don't know why you always find reasons to yell at me. I think we're on the same page.
I'm not yelling. I'm just look. I'm just being honest.
You're taking your belly out on me.
Sam, the kid at Arizona State's young and he was slinging it. Okay.
Look, there has
no problem.
Look, we're talking. The youth is an issue across other areas. I'm talking about the SEC. Even Austin Simmons lost his job to Trinidad Shambles.
I think it's bad quarterback development.
I think the expectations for these kids is too crazy. Yeah, I think that these guys go out there, they play some good high school ball, and they come thinking they're going to be the guy in 2 days, and it's like, nah, God, it's much greater than that. And the coaches either aren't having the hard enough conversation with them. Again, if you go look at, I can't, that outside of the Duke quarterback for Tulane, I think he was young. All of the quarterbacks that he has had in Coach John have been older, right? The guy he had at Troy was a third, like a Gunnar Stockton, and even the guy he has right now is older as well. So those will all be interesting to see on what he again chooses to do. But I agree. I do think that look, DJ's headed into his junior year, so he has to be like it's not like
he's supposed to be getting drafted this year.
Yeah. The expectations are going to be high.
Cleared. He's nowhere close to that.
Yeah, because there's no more red shirt. He's got 2 years left, so he's at more of a becking call than anybody. $5 says Lagway is going to Gonna throw a bubble screen for $3 million a year at JMU, develop a quarterback for less money, and give the bag to Ball. Let's go. Yeah, that's other people definitely you want to work on keeping around, especially how you've seen other areas or the quarterback have success from other areas. Good morning, boys. Good morning, Rook. Angry Cody is better than Doorknob Cody. I mean, yeah, I agree, as long as it's not taken out on me for no reason. So last night we spoke with Allie Peak about this as well. Again, I think this is going to be a busy week for Coach John. I believe that he'll like to have probably a good handful of his staff in place at the end of this week because he's got a championship to run, or excuse me, a playoff game to play next Saturday. So just in under 2 weeks, and I think that it'll come to an end then. But you go to the 20th, then you're going to have 2 more, or a week and a half essentially till the portal opens up. So you probably want to have your staff and your what you're keeping by that week, by the 20th, right? Right now he left his team with notes of how to basically run practice, of what to do while he's away, and trust them cold-heartedly. This is what sucks. I'm sure there's probably a lot of downtime that they have right now that we don't see, that he's not utilizing. He probably won't even see his family for these next 15 days, which kudos to him. I mean, in the middle of the holidays and not even going to be able to hang out with his kiddos. He's just going to be rock and rolling, a lot of FaceTime. That is the downfall of this transitional period because he's forced to work some, a crazy situation. But as for what's left, we have our DC and OC. I think there's going to be a conversation of who is retained. That I think we'll find out out this weekend, whether we keep Luke, we keep Gonzalez. I would assume it would be safe. I mean, Ron Roberts is already being pegged for the DC job. I'd imagine not a lot of guys, but there'll be a handful that follow Napier. I mean, Allie said it best. You look around this staff, there aren't much that are being poached. The only one that we all felt that would be poached is Ron, and he already did. Like, that was that quick. Nobody else has come up, as names has come up of like potential landing spots. Even the GM's already at JMU. So I'd imagine Russ Callaway is gone, Ryan O'Hara is gone, Rob Sale is gone. Our other offensive lineman coach will be gone. And as for the names that we're hearing, Ed Ogeron's been at the Tulane games. His stepson works for Tulane, so he's been at Tulane. Could there have been conversations? I know that he has been linked at one point to the LSU job, but I believe they just hired their defensive lineman coach, right? The A&M guy. So they're not going to go after Ed O. Could there be a potential meetup with Ed O at Florida? Allie was saying that she's heard some smoke around that. That would be huge. If he were able to go and put that together. Again, I like Chapman a lot, but Ed Ogeron would turn some heads for sure.
Yeah, you could find a spot for Edo if he really wanted to come. He doesn't have to be a defensive line coach. I mean, we could find a spot for him. He could be like a co-defensive line coach and recruiting.
Yeah, I
guy.
wouldn't mind him maybe being like an edge guy, and Mike Peterson. Like, I don't have an issue with Mike Peterson, but like, again, if you're gonna put him somewhere. But I love Chapman. I really do.
Both. Why can't you have both?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Maybe Coach O just doesn't want to coach every day. Maybe he's a hell of a recruiter. Just go send him out on the recruiting trail.
Find a home for
I'll let
him.
him make his own schedule. Yeah, you make a home for that guy. I mean, God, just like I saw Patrick Surtain Sr. He's available as a DB coach. Yeah, go get that cat. Name carries weight.
Him being fired was interesting. And the other name, so Phil Traitwan, the old offensive lineman from Florida, and Allie said she's known him since she was 18. I think she was going to try to figure out, see what's going on with that situation. He's been at Penn State now for, I think 6 years. I was watching some interviews last night just to see kind of where his head was at. Guy's a beast, by the way. And the beginning of this year, he goes, "Yeah, I love Penn State. Been here for 6 years." Now, mind you, that's been with James Franklin the whole time. So it could, obviously, there's a lot of correlation there of like, I've been where I wanted to be. They bring in Matt Campbell, and I'm sure that's going to look completely different. And now is he wanting to stay with that, right? Because he was talking about his family being there. He loves it in Penn State. He loves where he's at. I'm sure he's comfortable, but is he safe? We don't know. And if some of our investigative work was able to find out that Coach Phil is following Coach Johnny on the Bird app. So again, these are big wish list names. Trotwine. Yeah, I know I was going to say it wrong. These are big names that are being tossed around. And look, last year, if I read these names, I wouldn't even really, I would say, look into it. But with how this first half of coaching searches went, well, maybe we can take a look. Maybe we can kind of have a little bit of a wish list together, because it felt like, hell, I circled Faulkner and was like, hey, let's go get it.
16. You got 16.5 million.
You've got plenty. Yeah. So why wouldn't Franklin hire at Virginia Tech? I mean, Virginia.
Get some.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
names.
saying that Virginia Tech's not going to go after him. I think they definitely will. But look, I think that you're going to have a bigger fund, and outside of having that comfortability with Franklin, you're having to move regardless. And you played at Gainesville. Like, if you're talking about familiarity, like, you have that in Gainesville, and there's an opening, and we're willing to pay you the same, if not more, than Virginia Tech is. So I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. Again, most of those guys probably want to stay with, their coordinator. Could we? I don't know if I can't remember if I saw that either Georgia Tech retained their O-line coach or they didn't retain it, because that could be one to keep an eye out for too if Faulkner brings his own with him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Because Brent Key's kind of the real offensive line guy. So you wonder if their offensive line coach, how much he's actually doing there. And I think the OC I think that's why Coach Sumrall's flying to Gainesville to kind of iron out some of these position coaches. Because they need taken care of. Listen, every day that you're missing a spot, the competition has a leg up on you. Okay. They're recruiting kids right now for 2027. Like that starts now. Portal kids that you think is going to enter the portal. I mean, you can't tell me that these coaches don't have feelers of who's going to pop in the portal and who's not, right?
No question.
So like, go get Coach O. Why not? Just for the simple fact of him saying "Go Gators" will be awesome. And
that's it. Pay the man $2 million to go Gators.
Hey, listen, we're going to develop you for the NFL. I want a ring national championship at Louisiana, built on the back of my defensive line. Okay.
Well,
that's what you're going to do here.
That offense was.
No, it was nasty. It was nasty. But he's a hell of a recruiter. Okay, he's a hell of a recruiter, and I need a cat like that on the staff, even if he's only a part-time position coach. Like a co-position coach, and he's just out there burning up the trail. He still has relevancy. Like some of these names.
Line coach is going to Nebraska. Okay, I thought I saw he was leaving.
I think the biggest problem with the Billy Napier staff is every time we hired a coach, you dang near had to Google them to figure out who they were. They were never like a industry standard.
And it's not like a quick Google where it's like, okay, cool. Because obviously we're still Googling some people, right? But like a quick, like, we knew Buster pretty quickly. Like I put some more in-depth search into him, but you knew, like, hey, G-Tech offensive coordinator. All right, bet, let's go get it. Brad White, I had to Google, but it even Will still was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, he's coached the Kentucky. Like, bet, say less. Like, not a full blown breakdown of like, what are we getting?
Yeah, it's just like the staff. Like, you could have went and got some killers that the industry knew, right? You could have went and got like Fran Brown before he went to Syracuse. You could have poached him from Georgia. You had plenty of money for that Napier staff. Guy's a hell of a recruiter. Why wouldn't you go? Why wouldn't you go poach that guy? Everybody knows who Fran Brown is. Like, that's the problem. And with this staff, I need some firepower. I need some firepower not only on offense. I need some firepower and some names in the coaching staff that are relevant, because that does. I mean, I think the biggest splash hire that we had was Corey Raymond when he got let go from LSU. Like, everybody knew who Corey Raymond was. He's like the godfather of DBs.
Yeah, and they're retaining him as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think they are. But there's plenty of coaches.
So
Ratliff,
they hired their O-line coach already, Eric Wolford, them being LSU, already. So speaking, we got 500 people in here.
Yeah,
you guys,
from Kentucky.
Sorry.
They hired the Kentucky O-line.
Yeah, it was
Coach.
former Alabama and Kentucky. If you guys can smash the like button, we'd be greatly appreciated. Let YouTube know that you guys are enjoying the morning show. Maybe you're not, though. Maybe that's why you haven't liked it. I don't know. Maybe we haven't earned it yet. That's fine, too. Like, we got to earn it. Somebody said we've got to keep up with LSU, and I said that. I go, look, he is going to be judged up against Lane Kiffin. I don't care that Lane's been doing it longer.
Yeah.
You were hired as the head coach of the Florida Gators and the Florida Gators, and we want to pump our chests and say that, hey, we're the same level. You have the funds to go get it done. Go hire some dogs. So, look, if you go get Phil and you go get Ed O, I mean, we're toe to toe right now. I mean, you're bringing in Charlie Weiss.
Yep.
That's going to be hard to maintain. Look, I'll give you the point for offensive coordinator just because Charlie Weiss. Look, we'll see. What if Tulane puts that boy in a blender this weekend? Then maybe I'll bite back a little bit because we'll know who was running the show. But
I think they got a dang good. They retained Blake Baker, and I'm not sure about White yet. They're a point up right now. Okay, they got Blake. If you watch the OC hires with 2 good OC hires, I'll give them that. I'll even the score on OC, but DC, I think
strength and conditioning. He's got Coach Savage coming with him.
Savage. We don't know who we have yet.
So that's probably gonna be hard to beat because it's just a proven name. That's gonna be a point.
I know Coach is trying to run 2 programs right now, but we gotta focus. We gotta turn this thing into the next gear. Okay, you made two.
Tyler Wayne, damn it!
Yeah, come on, let's go. Build this dang staff. I want the staff done by the time he flies back to Tulane.
Yeah, it's got to be done this
week.
week. It's got to be done within the next week. Yeah, it got.
I need to know who they are. I need the Twitter to light up and say, oh yeah, I know who that guy is. I don't want to be Google searching for 25 minutes and there's 25 obituaries that I'm flying through just to find the guy. Oh,
I mean, to be fair, I would have to Google Eric Wolford. All right, so let's be honest here.
Wouldn't have to Google Blake Baker.
No, but Blake Baker was a hot name that really took over the scene this past year. I mean, before that though, it wasn't like he was knocking anybody's nuts off. So, but I hear you. Yeah. So look,
you don't have to Google Patrick Surtain. You don't have to Google Ratliff. You don't have to Google Pittman. You don't have to Google Coach O. You don't have to like. There's
no Googling. You got Kurtz and gave them bad boys.
You don't have to go. You don't have to Google the Ohio State strength and conditioning guy, which I don't think we're gonna get. But
yeah, look, I agree. I think White, in my opinion, I think Brad White is more of is kind of an underrated hire. I think that he, in my opinion, has proven to have more success in this league than Baker has over a consistent time with lesser talent. I mean, don't get it twisted. LSU wouldn't spend an absolute bag on that defense this year, and although they were much improved, were they just lights out the best, or was it because they were so bad that they looked good? I'm not taking anything away from against Baker. Don't get it twisted. I think he did a phenomenal job, but I don't think he was just like an absolute just rants. Like, I think he was good. Don't get it wrong, but it's 1 year. 1 year under the cusp here. So we'll see. Real quick, while Cody yells at his kid, this show's brought to you by Kalshi. Look, we've been using them, talking with them all season long. It's been a blast to just monitor how that is. We talked about it last night. We used the Kalshi to take a look at who is your favorite to win the National Football Championship. Ohio State has moved up just a tud since yesterday, so keep that in mind, all right? We looked at it last night. They were at 29%. Now they're up to 30%. If you wanted to, you could have put in where they were at 28.5, 29%, and now you can pull out. Now, it's crazy there was a little bit of movement, and essentially had made money. Not much, but a little bit of money, because it works just like the stock market. It's driven by the people, not by Vegas. So people putting their money in is what are causing these odds to go up and down. Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia are your 1, 2, 3. Georgia, in my opinion, I think is a good one to put your money on with being at 18%. They're not the favorite, but I think their line to get there is probably a little bit more favorable at this moment. So something to keep in mind there. Oregon, Texas Tech is an interesting one. What I love about it, again, is you can put some money maybe down on Oregon, who's at 10%. They make it to that third round or to that Final Four. Those odds are going to increase. You can pull out then and take a profit and run just like the stock market, okay? Now, you can also lose your money during that process as well, like the stock market. So keep that in mind. But check out the link in the description. Use the code HIGHTOP to get $10 off your first $100 deposit with Kalshi.com. Again, thank you for that. We hit 100 likes, so I appreciate that one there. A fun little tidbit here, which this whole situation was kind of weird with our guy Franklin bringing back their head coach,
I don't know why you do that.
Brent Pry as the
That's a
DC.
lazy hire. That's weird, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't like it. Why bring him back? There's a thousand
they
DCs
work. They
out there
work
you can
together.
go
They
get.
work together at Penn State. There's a
I don't care.
Did
It
you
didn't
see
work.
the opening dialogue for James? He was like emotional talking about Brent. Like, I'm thankful for him. Like,
Their
I'm
team
sad.
sucked.
Yeah, this like you want to talk about hiring your friends type of situation. Now, again, if let's say James would have came to Florida, right, and hired Brent Pry, would we have been like, hell yeah?
That's different.
So okay, so you would have been in support of it. It's just because he's just coming back home. He's just, what
Yeah,
I
he
find it
got
funny is
fired
like
for a
Florida fans.
reason.
Remember when we had Muschamp, right? Or even when we had Mullen? We're like, let's just go get a head coach and just keep this guy as the OC and the DC. Do you remember that? Like every time we're like, hey, just keep Billy as the CEO. Just go get us everything else. Virginia Tech actually went and did it. They actually followed through with what Florida fans have tried to do for the last 10 years of like, just keep this guy here. We like what you can do on this side of the ball, but you suck everywhere else.
It'd be like if Coach Sumrall hired Billy Napier as offensive coordinator. Like,
no, I know.
What are we doing?
Or not that.
Or
it's
like recruiting. If he was going to be
look, it would be like if when
when we
Muschamp was
recruited
here and we just kept him as DC, we brought in a new head coach. It would have
Yeah,
if
you can't do
McElwain,
that, dude.
when we brought in McElwain, Muschamp just stayed as DC. That would have been the equivalent. Or we brought in Billy, Mullen would have said, imagine we bring in Billy and Mullen stays as OC. That'd have been nuts.
Yeah, you just, I don't know. You don't do it. It's weird. He got fired for a reason.
Yeah, but
they weren't good.
He got fired as a head coach, not as a DC. I mean, hell, Billy got fired as a head coach and he's got a new head coaching job.
There's nobody else you can get.
Well, I mean, think about who we had at Penn State. Think about who we had at Penn State.
Knowles.
Yeah, and he just hired him. He just paid him $3 million to go to Penn State. So it's not like he's gonna pluck. He's not gonna pluck him.
Yeah, but that's not the only DC out there that's halfway decent. I mean, there's probably 20 of them that are good that you could have went and got. I mean, I guess it works out for the university because they don't have to sign him to a new contract. He can just work out the remainder of his salary that they owe him.
Yeah, that's true.
You ain't paying a buyout now, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
It's weird, dude. That's the weirdest thing I've seen in college football. I don't think it's ever happened, ever.
And not at that level, anyways. No, an interesting one.
Unprecedented.
Is he an elite DC? I mean, imagine he's probably pretty decent.
They weren't very good.
Yeah, but as a DC,
you can't go get 20 other guys that are just as good as that guy. Like, I'm sure he's a good DC. He wouldn't have hired him if he wasn't a good DC. It's just weird.
Yeah, I'm sure he's.
Why would you even want to go back? You just got fired.
Probably like
demoted. Man, I'd have to love it.
It probably shows you. I mean, what in my opinion, it shows how unserious of a head coach he is. If it's like, hey, like you're just like, yeah, I'm cool. I don't feel like moving. You know what I mean? Well, Notre Dame finally joined a conference now. We're going to talk about that here at the last bit of the show. We're going to talk about our last Heisman conversation. Apparently, Diego's making a run. I don't know how it's not Fernando Mendoza. I mean, it's Fernando, or what is it? What's the nickname?
Dang
it, I forgot.
I'm not sure. The championship games don't count, right?
They're not supposed to, but they kept saying it like this could be his Heisman moment. Like, they were talking like, give him the Heisman now. Look, at this rate, who the hell knows what these rules are?
Who knows?
I feel like because Fernando, from my understanding, was leading the way until this weekend, and Diego made a climb. Maybe it's because they're hearing some of the buzz, and there's a lot of people. Again, I think he's going to get it simply due to, like, just kind of what Allie was saying. Like, oh, it's Vanderbilt. It's a cool story. He played well, but it's like, I mean, across the board, Heisman or Fernando leads the way in every statistical category. Plus, he had a moment. He had the moment in Penn State. Diego didn't have anything. Diego was quiet when you needed him most. Now, if they would have came back and beat Texas when they played them, it would have been his. Right? But no, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you kind of got to give it to the IU guy at this point. But I mean, if they're not supposed to count this weekend, then Pavia should win it.
Oh, really? Before this weekend, you're gonna give it to Diego.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he single-handedly willed that team to 10 wins.
Okay, but Fernando, I mean, once took him to 11.
I understand that, but like who's he have? He's got a tight end. That's all he's throwing to. He's literally like putting the team on his back to win games.
I guess he did. So he beat him in passing yards. The QBR is 3rd and 4th. Fernando has 33 touchdowns and 6 interceptions to 27 touchdowns and 8 interceptions to Diego. But I know Diego's probably crushed him on the ground too.
Is that that's passing? How many rushing touchdowns does Diego have?
That's what I'm trying to see right now. I'm sure that's not even close. Rushing, he has 826 with 9 touchdowns on the ground. And Fernando is total rushing yards is minus or 240 with 6 touchdowns on the ground. It's kind of impressive.
You gotta give it to if this weekend doesn't count.
It should it doesn't count, no.
Okay, so you have to give it to Diego.
What's crazy is that they're trying to shit on Fernando, but when they beat Illinois 63-10, Indiana, Illinois is ranked 9th.
Yeah.
Oh, so Pavia had more than this.
It's interesting. I think you might have to take a couple of those touchdowns away because a couple of them are from this. Well,
oh, it was, yeah.
One this
it
weekend.
Was. One of them was this weekend. So and an interception. Yeah. So he went 32-5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be Diego to win. I mean, I feel like he just like maybe it's just all the noise and the kind of the swagger he has. Like it just feels Heisman-ish, right?
No, I think it's Fernando. But
okay,
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's Fernando's, but I could be. I mean, we don't have a pulse at all on this thing. To be quite honest with you, it's a weird year. We've said it. We've said it the entire year. It's a very strange year.
It'll end up being Sayin or Love out of nowhere. No, it'll end up being Love just out of nowhere because we couldn't.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Do you ready to get your panties in a wad here? You're gonna throw a nutsack at the wall.
MOU? I don't even know what MOU's. No, I know what they mean.
Do you know? Have you heard about this?
Oh yeah.
How you feeling about it? So for the ones at home, while Cody processes his feelings on this, Allie told me, I didn't see this. Allie told me about it, and then I went and looked it up after the fact. Apparently, they dropped this thing's been signed for 6 months, and the Notre Dame AD basically blurted it out in the midst of his tantrum of that Notre Dame has an MOU signed to guarantee them a spot. If they are ranked in the final 12 at the end of the season, that they are guaranteed to get in. They can't be moved. And if it goes to a 14-team playoff, if they're 13th and higher, they're guaranteed a spot. Meaning, if that MOU was in place this year, they would have made the playoffs and not Miami. And everyone's looking around of like, what? Excuse me. How did you even... Who
signed it? There's no commissioner. Who signed it?
Yeah, who got together? And so I got to thinking. I was like, there ain't no way in hell Sankey, these other ADs allow for this, especially unless there's no way they didn't know. I'm glad to know secrets can still be kept, but there's no way they didn't know. That tells me that they're moving this thing to 16 playoffs, and the SEC and the ACC got guaranteed spots. That's what it tells me.
But why would you even allow it?
Well, if you're the SEC and the Big Ten, and you know that, let's say I don't know how this thing works, but They control the narrative, the SEC and the Big Ten. They know that. And so what the whole offseason argument was, we want to guarantee ourselves 4 spots. That's what we want. And I believe they probably used Notre Dame. Maybe Notre Dame's an extra vote, like a conference vote, because they're on their own. And so they're like, hey, we're split 4-4 with the Big 12 and the ACC. If Notre Dame votes with us, that's another. I'm guessing. I have no idea, but that's what I'm assuming. I don't see how Notre Dame just walked in. What leverage does Notre Dame have to walk in there and be like, hey, I'm guaranteed a spot. Sign this thing. No. Well, they got something out of it. We just don't know yet.
Could be fake news, too. We've heard MOUs being signed before.
Yeah, we've learned that MOUs don't have much stock in them.
Why would that make sense for any conference to allow that?
Well, also, too, if it goes to 16 teams, I guess, then
that's
my
like,
theory...
no matter what, as long as Alabama or Georgia is in the top 12, they're definitely getting in, no matter what. No matter what. How do you let one team dictate the whole thing?
That's what I don't understand. I don't know the leverage. But my thing is, my theory is wrong, because if it goes to 16 teams, then the MOU is disregarded. So, I don't know.
I mean, who did they suck off?
I don't know. And real quick, Daniel, nice comment. Thought you said Kiffin Gainesville was a lock. I actually never said those words at all. Words never left my mouth. So thanks for the inaccurate comment 2 weeks later. But would love for you to show me the clip of me saying that. Would love it. Please pull it up.
Good luck.
Yeah, nice.
I don't understand what this is egregious. How one team has a guaranteed lock as long as they're ranked in the top 12.
Yeah, I thought for sure that by when this happened,
and who signed it? Well, who?
I don't know. Well, you always yell at me. Why don't you? I'm not in charge here, Cody.
I'm just irritated because it's like you're just gonna allow one team not join a conference even though they're in a conference for basketball, because to get into the tournament you got to be in a conference. Just join a conference, dummies.
No, you didn't, buddy.
You're not all holier than thou.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I thought this was gonna force them to join a conference, and then we get that noise about an MOU. And I don't know. I don't know. No, Daniel, you didn't, buddy. You didn't. This is what I mean. I love this. I love this. This guy thinks he's all that, and it's just like, dude.
I know we're not the only one. Like I know. Gators Breakdown Dave has been kind of dealing with this. Like some of the comments have been just so negative and egregious. Like
about this
all
situation,
the Gator platform, just everything. Like
yeah. Look, that was I will die on the hill that I was not adamant that he would be here. I actually never. I mean, I gave percentages of how I thought based on what I was hearing, but I can't count how many times I reiterated that I didn't feel comfortable about it. I was excited about it. Did I have whistles? Was I pumped? Yeah. Is it confirmed? I believe it. It seems to be confirmed. I think they're probably doing some more digging on this MOU being signed. But you know, I don't know.
I could tell you the other conferences that have just found out about it are definitely blowing up whoever's phone that needs to be blown up, because it's not right. We're not talking conference bid. We're talking a single team.
Yeah, and I don't even know where Notre Dame goes. They're going to have to join the ACC. They can't. There's already 45 teams in the Big Ten. They can't join the Big Ten.
They join the ACC or the SEC or the Big 12.
Nobody wants to join the ACC.
Well, we're gonna have to join somebody.
I know.
It's join the Big 12.
Wild times. Wild times. I wanted to play something. I thought I had a clip. Did you see this clip of our head coach here talking about it's just I mean, look, it's finally fun getting some sound bites.
I haven't. No. What is he talking about?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. I was talking about Plan B before anyone. Yeah, I was all over Plan B when there wasn't a Plan B. Well, your aunt sold Kiffin a house in Gainesville, I believe. No, that was. What are we talking about? This is wild.
That's not what he said. This is what he said verbatim. I know exactly what he said now. He said, talk to my aunt. She's a realtor. She's an FSU fan. She doesn't have any dog in the fight. She would say somebody to buy that house would probably have to be making coaching money.
That was exactly what I said. And that was all she said. Because I asked her if she could ask the realtor, and she's like, they're not going to tell me, they're not allowed to. But she goes, I wouldn't be surprised. She goes, usually a coach buys that house. That was all we got.
Yeah.
That was all we got.
Bro, wild.
So
comments be wild sometimes.
There we go. I didn't say that. Go watch the video.
That's not what he said. I just told you what he said. Listen, if there was a chance for me to flame the shit out of Shelton because he said some egregious bullshit, I'd be on here yelling into the mic. You couldn't get me. You'd have to shut the show off, cut the stream, cut my internet, lock me out of the account. Like, I'd be on here flaming him. And I know that's not what he said. I verbatim. I might not have the best memory, but I know exactly what he said. He said, quote, my aunt, a realtor, lives right next, or Billy G lives right next to her. That house is for sale. Nobody, or she couldn't tell me exactly who it was because it was under contract. She said, usually head coaches buy that house.
I'm not. We are over it, buddy. Nobody cares. They're trying to throttle me, saying that I was I said that he was a lock, which wasn't true. Here's our coach. We got
We got a red meat beer drinking American that drops the F-bomb. I love it.
Yeah. Listen to this.
Yeah, that would be cool. It won't be cool if we get our ass beat. So we got our ass beat last time we played Ole Miss. I don't want to get our ass beat. I want to go play good. And if we can play good and we get to the other side of it, then that would be cool. But what would not be cool is getting our ass beat again.
He was talking about because they would have home field advantage against Ugga. Wouldn't that be cool? And he's like, look, like we're not even.
Bro, okay. Hold on, bro.
Find a sit-in for egregious. They want you to find a different.
You're taking shots at people, and you're in here watching a Gator podcast because there's no good LSU podcasts. They're all terrible. I mean, egregiously terrible.
He's just trolling me. I see he's an LSU fan, so. And he's a 904, so he's a little punk that lives here in St. Augustine.
Why we get so many different fan bases in?
I mean, love the show. I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me. I don't care if they're in here.
We're just that good.
But so we'll see. But yeah, Ross Dellinger also reported about the MOU. So there seems to be some truth to the matter. Again, I don't know the the links of everyone who all knows it. Here, I saw this little graphic that was cool. Your 12 head coaches going to the playoffs. You got Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Kurt Singetti, Kalen DeBoer, Dan Lanning, Joey McGuire, Mike Elko, Mario Cristobal, Brent Venables. Shout out to Brent Venables for turning. I mean, I don't think that gets talked about enough, man.
That seat was so hot. He was going to be fired.
I want to say, me, you, and Ty, we flipped our script. I wasn't Team Oklahoma, but all of a sudden when we were doing our top rankings of Fishman, there's no other show live at this time. Fair enough. Look, we appreciate. Cody likes to yell. I don't mind if you're another fan base in here. I genuinely don't. Like I appreciate all the fan bases coming in here because I don't feel like we just talk Gator stuff in here. So Cody gets angry about it. It doesn't bother me. If you're gonna insult what I say, then that's a difference. But I don't really care who you use your for.
Call me Frodo.
This is why I love other fan bases.
I mean. Still pulling though. Still pulling.
Yeah, your girl.
Mm-hmm. Got a pair of them.
Yeah, Brent Venables, man, hell of a story. Because of the chaos surrounding college football, I feel like he's just not getting enough love for it. But yeah, show sucks, big boy. I'm sure it does, buddy. I'm sure it does. Brent Venables, though, did a hell of a job with as hot as his seat was, and has an opportunity to get a first round win. You know what I mean? So, I mean, from what it was, and not to mention, hot seat, right? Comes out slinging, comes out looking like the best team in the country. then has this weird 2-week period where they look like it's all over again.
Well, their quarterback got hurt.
I know, but like it was like the whole thing went to shambles. I hated them. They were dead to me.
Yep.
And then now they close out strong, and here they are. They're in the playoffs comfortably, not having to worry about, the Alabama and the Notre Dame drama, and now they're rocking. So Rob says he thinks they suck. Look, I mean, they played hella good football this year. I know they lost 2 weird games. They lost to what? Ole Miss and Texas, right?
Yeah.
Those were their 2.
Texas is a rival game, though. I don't count it like as a.
Yeah,
as
but
a
they
bad
lost to
loss.
Texas at a time when it was like, brother,
They
how do you
they
lose
can't
that
beat
game?
Texas. They can't beat Texas right now.
I know.
They got
it's
their
just-
number. It's weird. Teams are weird. Teams, you got
It's
bad
like Bama,
matchups
Georgia.
sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. So, I mean, outside of those 2, again, they lost to a 1-loss. Oh,
It's like us versus Kentucky right now. We had their years like 40 years in a row. Now we can't get a win from beat a Kentucky team. I mean, they run all over us.
I saw Jason last night. He commented. He goes, I talked about Texas Tech, and he goes, they're winning in the little old Big 12. I was like, how the irony there, irony there.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's chill. It felt like they were down for a fat minute, dude. It felt like their whole season was was just collapsing within a 2-week span. It was wild to watch, genuinely. And now here they are.
They forced Mateer out. He had the 3 or 4 pick game, and he didn't look good the next week. And we were like, oh, this ship's done. Like, we've seen this before, but they've kind of figured it out.
He goes, how do we beat Texas? Again, I think the talent is there, dude. And Texas was in a weird place, but we kind of throttled Texas. That was like one of our best looking games.
Did you see the Kirby Smart interview?
Yeah, talking about how talented we are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're big, they're fast, they're talented. Like he almost wanted to say like if they could get a coach in there that knows what the hell he's doing, there's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he goes, I'm
He almost
nervous.
slipped it, dude. He was looking, he almost slipped it. He was this close.
Yeah,
But no, he ain't gonna do that to his boy Billy.
No, he loves old Bill. I can't believe the slide that A&M got. Like when you look at this and to think where A&M is after the season they had. I mean, we ourselves were beating our chest they should be the number 1 team in the country just because of what they had done up until that point. Now I obviously understood why. Again, I die on this hill. And I think there were a few things that I was right about, a lot that I was wrong about. Of the few things that I was right about Texas Tech. I am going to the bank with that one. I was high on Texas Tech from the jump street. I think we were all right on Oklahoma having the potential for their good season. They were really good. Seeing Miami in it, I didn't know what they were going to be heading into it, but I was very high on them. And I think they're going to be a problem. I think they could be a problem.
I think we've played it right on the Miami thing. It was never the trenches, the run game, or the defense.
It's Beck. It's their A&M 2.0. You literally have the same 2 teams going at each other. And I think that's where I think A&M pulls it out because they're very similar. They're good in a lot of areas. They're good in the trenches. They run the ball well. Defensively, though, I think A&M is just hands down light years ahead of Miami. And I think Beck's going to be put into a blender, personally.
I'll say this, though. I think not a lot of people were high on Gunnar Stockton. I was one of them. Remember? I was like, oh, watch out for Gunnar. Could be good. They brought Branch in. They can run the ball. I mean, he's been good.
Yeah,
I think our 2 biggest misses were Lagway and
Nussmeier.
No, the other one.
Nussmeier we missed on.
South Carolina.
Oh, Laura Norris, yeah. That was a big
Norris.
swing and a miss, too. Yeah, I think so. There's a couple more misses in here. And when you look at this final 12, and I think what's throwing it off for me, anyways, is these two G5s, because I had Penn State and Clemson in my final 12. Like, let's be honest. Like, if we're pulling out receipts, I had Penn State going the full Mecca, and I had Clemson right there with them. But I'm looking at this top 12, and I'm like, yeah, it's a healthy top 12. Like, I believe Georgia would have been there. I don't think we thought Indiana was going to do it again. I don't think anybody had them. So you probably would swap them out with Penn State. I thought Oregon would be there. Bama, I wasn't sold on them being there. So maybe that's your Clemson spot. Or no, I guess maybe Clemson over Miami would have been the flop, to be honest with you. So maybe I'm not too far off because everyone else makes sense. I had Texas Tech being there. Oklahoma, we were very, very high on. Again, the SEC is an interesting one and how it shapes up. Oh, nobody had Ole Miss.
No.
Nobody had Ole Miss.
I pretty much predicted Tennessee. I knew Penn State wasn't going to be able to score on offense.
They couldn't do
And
anything.
everybody was hyping up the backs that they brought back, and I was like, look, I like running the ball, but their only weapon went to the NFL draft. I was low on Penn State. Everybody was high on them. Everybody was high on LSU. We thought LSU was going to be good. They were not good. Tennessee, I said, was going to take a back year. I think they're probably the same as what they were going to be with before the quarterback transfer. I don't think they upgrade or did any better. I think they're right. I said they were going to have a bad year. And then I think the biggest disappointment for me was South Carolina, because you saw how great Lenore Sellers could be. They brought back Dylan Stewart.
Yeah, they had a lot of talent on that football team too.
Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just like a flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody saw Ole Miss coming.
Yeah, everyone keeps declining their bowl games. Yeah, I saw a 5-7 team made the bowl game because 8 teams declined. Like, just wild times. The bowl games have definitely lost their aura for sure, which is unfortunate. It's a fun time of year to sit down and hang out with the family, turn on some games. It used to be, a fun time to talk smack. You would be like, hey, the SEC won this many bowl games versus the ACC. They don't mean anything anymore, so it's like it's not even fun to discuss. Biggest disappointment was us in South Carolina. Yeah, it was. I mean, look, I don't think it's Shane Beamer, but I would say it was similar to Florida, where like the expectations were very high, just given the talent you had on that football field. Again, Ole Miss was pre-ranked pretty low, right? So
Yeah.
all those things are very interesting. Let's wrap it up here, boys. I got to rip. Will Notre Dame finally join a conference now? Based on that MOU, probably not. Probably
thing
not.
ain't going through.
I
There
bought
ain't
the
no way
house.
that-
Tell Auntie what up from Brett Brown. I love it. Will the Sumrall shirts be spelled without two?
with Somerville.
Oh, 2 L's. Without 2 L's? Somerville?
Has to be Somerville. The Ville.
That's L's, right? Not L.
Yeah, 2 L's. We got AI it. We don't know how to spell. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm surprised we
Pretty
still
sure I
coach
remember
right
y'all
now.
predicted UT would go 8-4. Don't quote me though. What'd they go? 8-4, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I can't remember. I think we had them. I got higher on them towards
I wasn't high on them because I wasn't a Manning believer.
I didn't think they would be as bad as what you probably thought they were. I think I was where they finished, is where I had them at. So, all right, boys, great show as always. Good morning to you. Hope you guys enjoyed the morning show. We know that you spelled it with 2 I's. Oh, I'll take a look at it. Gator fans in the MOUs, great show. Thanks, boys. Y'all be good, be safe. Peace and love, baby.
With the stats, the champ with the fist, water bringing fire, cowboy, tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold.